But give yourself a second here to maybe appreciate what could end up being a Lukowski T-side pop-off, because he is somebody who specifically on T-sides is a specialist. He is somebody who can single-handedly break down bomb sites within the region of the Americas, and it's something that I think it's their only win condition.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of how many rounds we're talking here, Prof, if it's a round or if it's a map or maybe a match here, of course, in Paris, it's going to be coming off of Lukowski if it happens.
And you know what? Pessimism and realism can be two sides of the same coin, but one thing I think we all know is that this match is going to be fun. It's going to be absolutely insane, and I can't think of two teams that are going to be more explosive versus each other than this matchup specifically. So it's going to be a very fun game. I think that coaches in this matchup are going to be quite disappointed, even if they've tried to leave their stamp in a play like in a match like this. I don't think this is a game that you watch the demo of to learn a single thing. I think you just let it all hang out and really have fun.
Sure. Yeah. You don't learn anything from this game unless you're as good as these people individually, and spoiler, odds are you're not.
Yeah.
Even if you're sat at home typing things about Fluxo, good luck.
The real sad part about Fluxo, I think, on paper, you know, Woody had to drop the op because he wasn't good enough to op, and as the IGL is not a good enough IGL either. I think that clearly the style from Fluxo needs so much work to be able to say that he is. But then the other four players in the team all have like cool stories coming out of Brazil we expect a lot from. And over on the B stream right now, we've got Ents versus Ninjas with Ents in the lead, about to take match point potentially.
Yeah, come on, play-by-play, Mo. No?
Oh, sorry, that didn't register. My name is Launders.
Yeah, see, we've removed the play-by-play part from your brain.
Yeah,
it's a protective mechanism.
Yeah.
No, down it goes. 15.
15, yeah.
Well, that's cool, because obviously with Apex winning in this matchup that you guys may or may have just not watched, a little 16-0 over top of Greyhound, they were watching Ents versus Ninjas. If Ninjas win that, then all of a sudden we don't get G2 versus FaZe. If Ents close that, it is G2 versus FaZe 3-0 for the 3-0. And of course, Apex get a chance to take down Ents. What a run that could be. But enough of all that. Let's fixate in on this one, folks. Fluxo, Monty, fireworks guaranteed, and the first firecracker comes from Waro. A one-tap into Phelps.
Yeah, and also in terms of the Waro switching over to SDY for the calling, I actually like that. I think it's kind of weird that it's before the major, but I feel like I could have expected that before they, you know, if they had said that was already the case, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. As, you know, SDY coming from Na'Vi, of course, with so much good information. Oh my goodness.
Hello.
Did he just have his, like, softest slippers on? VSM did not hear him running down those steps.
Yeah, man, he drags his feet. Silently gets behind them, but with the kill inside a connector, they can just sprint it, eh? Go ahead, dodge that couple of flanks that are both still inside connector coming at him. Krasnal inside sights. Hopping, players hoping still to get in. And Boros and some Die Young connect the headshots. It is Monty's CT side to pick up pistol.
Even though the last game was 16-0, this game could literally just be just as fast, even if it's like 16-9 or something like that. With the fast rounds that are going to come out from Fluxo's T side, they've got one gear. That's pretty much it.
Go.
And there's Boros to show exactly what that looks like at that point of the round, already flanking B.
You know, that's the kind of pace that Monty are going to bring to you. You've got Boros in your spawn. You've got Waro prying down connector. This will be defined as fire and fire. But a quick save out of Fluxo. You know, Monty are looking to basically do the exact same thing that Apex are, looking to be a team that comes, because if we look at, you know, if we look at the journey of, like, say, Gamer Legion, Apex, and of course Monty coming in from the European RMR, using an RMR that maybe had lesser competition in order to get more of these types of teams in attendance in Paris, especially not having to use one of those last chance qualifier slots. But Monty just had the disservice of starting versus FaZe. Damn close game as well. These ones getting mopped up. There's a couple of kills uncomfortably for Monty. coming out of Fluxo, but all is looking good. Again, flanks, constant, the aggression from Boros. You have to stop him more than once in order before he'll ever let off that pedal.
I will say I don't know if there's, usually we talk about crossfires on CT side as just the fundamental best way to play most positions. I'd say what defines Monty is like sort of cone fires, which I would say the main difference is that they are taking, it's two players, both with deeper angles, forming sort of a triangle formation as opposed to, holding a wall and letting you cross into the site. Like instead of playing truck and long and waiting for them to cross into the site, they're playing the double bathroom setup right there with the riflers, and they do that in a lot of spots. So sometimes teams do the CT re-aggression with two players to try to walk up into spots. I think Monty like to get like semi-aggressive and then chill with two riflers in a position where you normally see one who has a good angle. It looks like we were going to get a round reset before anything gets underway here.
We lost a Monty player. Sundai Young is back. So it'll be a quick fix. He's already back in the server. Don't sweat it.
But yeah, that's sort of what I noticed the most about them. I didn't get to watch a lot of their games live at the RMR because we were over in Mexico casting the NA games, but watching into the demos definitely saw what helped them stand out on top of just demon aimers. Like, these guys are so good. I mean, I didn't even really rate Kresnal until we watched like that phase game just earlier today, and I was like, man, even he is making some players he peaks look like chumps who are, in terms of stature, way above.
So here we go with weapons in hands. See what Fluxo can offer up. It's going to be Phelps at the helm, quickly up connector, opening kill, a chance at a second, but Waro, oh, poor Woody. Gets popped in the background. Lukowski comes back to recover. Sundai Young stuck on an aisle. But Lukowski does double back towards B. VSM versus DemQQ. Flash off the mark. So an easy hold outside of Monster. And now Lukowski, unfortunately, has a tall order with 3 players left alive and only half of his health.
Yeah, Flash not designed for that close Monster play, of course.
The Waro 2K. 2K. Yeah, I was like, wait. Huh?
Finally got someone to carry the mantle for Stewie whenever somebody gets a 2K.
That's true. Can't forget about Stu.
But if Bart 4K is Bartak, then Waro can be Warak. Wartak. Wardick.
Cook on. Cook it up. Cook it up.
On.
Cook on, brother.
Keep calm in.
Like Lukowski is right now. Look at to spice up the last 30 seconds of round 3. They've already heard him. Boros. Yeah, that'll if he thinks he has any element of surprise. You got 2 crosshairs trained on you. Fire with fire, said Woody. But he's met Boros point blank, up close and personal. Monty 3-0. Again, what could have been with that opening kill coming out of Phelps in connector. Waro, look at that.
That's beautiful.
That's like 5 bullets, 4 of them headshots.
Yeah, and 2 players on headshot angles with you out in the open, full body showing. Not a scared bone in his body. So, well, what happens now on Overpass? When we talk about Fluxo's games, we're talking about 100% of their Overpass games played versus specifically against South American competition, not even the NA players, NA teams at the RMR, so very limited in terms of practice. Lost to Picada, actually, in their most recent map. And they lost to Imperial, even though the game was somewhat close, a team that is actually quite good, even internationally on Overpass.
Yeah.
A la, Cloud9 at Antwerp. Everyone remembers that. It's still a loss.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that, coming from Monterey, having been there, having watched the teams that arguably could have taken Fluxo's place, it all boils down to that last day of competition where we had Nouns have to play Liquid. Nouns took a map off Liquid, something that I don't think Fluxo could have ever done. We also lost MIBR. There's a couple teams that could have been here in Fluxo's place. That's not the way the tournament ended up. It's not their fault. You can play whoever's in front of you, and they beat that last team in order to qualify, so they're here.
We were high on Fluxo after the showdown last year. I mean,
yes,
they qualified to the fall final. They got stomped there, of course, but I mean, even History, who's like the newest addition to this team, looked very good. I actually don't have a problem with any of these players individually besides Woody. I think just as a team, they're just not playing CS that activates the players that they have in any way that's relevant to modern CS. And that's the problem. But I think that's a good prospect. I would rather kind of change my style than have to pick up new players, because I don't think they have to do that. VSM, Lukowski, Phelps, this is a super strong core in my opinion.
Some Die Young sliding out of bathrooms. It's a one and done. Traded back by Woody. This time he will get the trade. Unlike that moment in Connector. DemQQ with the headshot to Lukowski. Not going to get out of Connector or Deep Con. This is going to leave Waro 2K comfortably in short. He could have sat around, but with his teammate leaving, he's a little cautious about another Connector player. They're rotating up to A preemptively. When Fluxo are making the right call, stack outside of Monster to try and get there first.
Yeah, he's not in a bad spot though, and sometimes I worry about Fluxo because he'll just, negate an angle or forget about it. Here's some damage coming in. They're going to activate, looks like, with this little bit of information. They'll molly off short as well, which is huge.
Heaven player.
Top.
Fires through the smoke. AWP from Fluxo's in the background. Boro, he falls off. So the timing is changed here on the boost. They will still erect it. DemQQ stops bomb plant. And while that boost gets absolutely nothing done, DemQQ is just finding frags up from heaven. So now History, who is hoping to have to be left in a clutch with the op, instead has a 1v3 that feels impossible. And so even with that boost on short side failing more than once, it all gets stopped in its tracks.
Yeah, they had the molly off on short. They used the smoke on site because they had to block off the heaven angle. But of course, they could have planted default with the molly, but weren't fast enough to do that. And when they planted in the smoke, that was easy for DemQQ. And someone needed to punish the heaven peak from the opposite side of pillar if he tried to spam like that, right? As you can see from DemQQ's angle, there's no way for him to cover both options. But no one was ready to punish. Punish even denied the kill. So that one's tough.
I want to take a second to appreciate the new Blast soundtrack.
I feel like
very
I'm
spiritual.
Playing, Subnautica.
Oh, I can't play that game.
Yeah, me too. I get scared.
I've tried it, man. I can't.
I can only play it on stream because I feel like I have people with me.
Ugh. That's why I play horror games in airplanes.
Yes.
I was playing Alien Isolation when I was traveling to the RMR, and I could see out of the corner of my eye that while I'm playing on my laptop, the guy sitting next to me kept, he couldn't help himself but watch, right? You don't see people playing video games on laptops and airplanes very often.
Oh, I've watched entire movies on other people's screens.
Yeah, right? So this guy's watching, and I felt bad because I was like, dude, the buddy doesn't know what this is.
Yeah.
And the first time there's like an epic jump scare, I can see his legs just like tense up with me. And I looked over and we both kind of laughed. And I just thought, thank God he's here. I'm not the only one.
Save me. Yeah.
Poor guy couldn't look away. Not enough space to.
Yeah, we've got some new custom soundtracks for this major.
Yeah.
Which is really fun. So we've casted a lot of Blast events in history, and well, I hear the theme song in my sleep more than a few days a week.
But I feel like this one actually makes a great dreamscape.
Yes, for sure. I feel like I could do homework to this music. Yeah, this is hard. And I wonder, so when a player gets cut from a tier 1 team, I always think about this. Where in the market do they see their value, Because even though you got the chance to play from a tier 1 team, you got cut.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes players just vanish. Because naturally, well, you had your chance to play in tier 1. So then is another team going to pick you up for that chance? Feels like most of the time the case is no. That you had your chance, and if you're not good right away, if you're not bid, if you're not Monacy, if you're not Exertion,
get out.
You're gone. But SDY, well, he went to a team with players that we've heard of, that we know are good, but, are all tier 2 and all trying to come up at the same time. And not only has he kind of slotted himself into this roster and been part of a team who have just put up map streaks, have owned in tier 2, have just grinded the hell out of the game. they've got everyone scared. And they also have played such an unreal amount of maps that sort of mirrors what, early Cloud9 Gambit did on their way from Tier 2 to Tier 1. And he did that with almost no break after Na'Vi,
Right
into a new project, proved that he could do it again, raise his stock right through the ceiling. And that's an awesome story, because it's definitely true, and I'm sure a lot of people know that they would have thought, if SDY couldn't do it on Na'Vi, well, maybe we don't see him again.
Did you ever
the case?
Do you ever feel like SDY was the problem with that Na'Vi roster?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think that. I think just like NPL, I don't think he's better than NPL. I don't think NPL is better than him, I should say. I think they both have problems. But no, I mean, I think he was a smart player. He was getting good. I personally would have taken Hetrick over NPL personally with the Na'Vi roster as it stands. NPL had a great RMR, so that's nice.
Yes, it is.
But, coming into the final major, it's sort of like, you want the player who's already good, who's not going to be... But it's hard to find another bit. It just doesn't happen that often, so I understand why. It's easier said than done. But no, I don't think he was the problem. I think his intelligence showed.
Always a very intelligent player.
Yeah.
I think he also has the makings of a career player for organizations. People have to remember how long Sumdai Young played for Team Spirit.
Yeah.
He was their long-term investment.
And even on Spirit, I thought he was going to get a chance to play on Na'Vi one day. I thought it took longer than it should have, actually. But he didn't want to join. I think the first time he denied it.
Yep.
He got offered before.
Yeah. Competed all throughout his university education.
But it just goes to show, sometimes we really hammer home some narratives about players, and it's all true about the player that was that player on that day. But it doesn't create capacity for who that player could become, because everyone can get better. But we always, oftentimes anyways, get locked up in the idea that, if you're, these last 3 months, that's who you are for the rest of your career.
Right.
But, it takes stories like SDY's to prove that that's not going to be the case. And we're just glad to see them happen and take place.
Back in action. And looking to keep this one as clean as possible. Nice 5-0 start for Monty's CT side. There have been moments for Fluxo, but more hot individuals on the defense thus far. No bomb plants and no full buy here, number 6. Boros goes to try and support DemQQ inside of short side, but they both fall back into the bomb site as the monster smokes come up. This would be a very easy transition for Fluxo if they just want to try and hit Monster, and we've got players here inside of water playing with grenades. Boros fully flashed. He's got a MAC-10 gunning him down, and DemQQ with the double kill falls back, draws them outwards, forces Lukowski to chase him deep, and that Tech-9 can't get more, but Lukowski also had the bomb. Phelps tries the same thing, gets hyper-aggressive, takes the fight to them. It's an excellent pounce out of Fluxo to punish what were 2 players caught off guard. But those 2 players that are still up in Waro and Krasnal are better equipped, and now that pop, that energy, it's evaporated.
I think Waro's playing it pretty well from this specific angle because he knows the bomb has to come back up. Krasnal making sure they can't push. Monty will resign here to CT and wait for the bomb to get planted. No further tactics taking place besides patience here from Fluxo. Bomb will now cross up onto the plant. No nades to assist him off of this position. Pressure on Krasnal to get a kill as the rifler in the situation.
Just gets away. Before that peek comes through, Waro with the double. Listen, the fact they grabbed the AK, pulled bomb back into the bomb site, gave themselves a post plant, had the makings of an upset here for this one. Fluxo pouncing on Boros behind Toxic as well. Didn't even stand a chance in the face of that MAC-10.
Yeah.
And it looked like there was this weird timing with the grenades being thrown back and forth. DemQQ, he gets that nade out, hands are busy. Still at least picks up 2.
They were about to try to clamp down on Monster because they already cleared out short, but almost took too long to organize that. And the one flash that came out, very nice timing from Fluxo, but I think they just wish they had better guns to really capitalize on that opportunity.
Feels like as well, if DemQQ doesn't get both, then that means 1 extra life, and only just even 1 extra player in that situation means that the bomb and the AK aren't in the same hands. Bomb can double back faster. AK can stay in a forward position, cause a problem for the guy up in heaven, but none of that unfolds the way it could have for Fluxo. 6-0 Monty. Guns back in for the tease, though. And that's at least a little bit of confidence. You were able to make something happen with little. So now that your plates are full, let's see it.
Well, we saw the third 60-0 in major history take place, and genuinely, I think Desk did entertain the idea that this is actually another matchup that could potentially be in the realm, of that score line.
Yep.
Whether or not it's actually 60-0 or not, and that is definitely true. We're already, of course, breaching territory where it's going to be hard to climb back into, but
if Greyhound can do it versus fours,
then certainly. Monte could do it versus Fluxo. 2 rounds versus Pain. Lots of games where they just fall so hard. Some games where they take over, but, I think we're already past the point where they're simply going to take over.
Missed chance with the AWP.
Just stays, yeah.
Doesn't move, man. Waro 2K. Freed from the shackles of in-game leadership. Happy to just hold the line. Will force the remnants of Fluxo to take long instead. Krasno with an off angle. It's going to catch Woody off guard, and it's a clean shot, but history will have him pinned in the corner. Can't move. Molly on top of him. This could be a recovery kill, and sure enough, it is. But 35 seconds, we've got still Waro 2K up inside of Connector, not looking to flank or join his teammates on the bomb site yet.
Yeah, and he's just patrolling. He's like, I've got the 7-second rotation downstairs, if anything, and it's already past the point that they can do anything with it. And that's their opportunity. He took one peek because there's no time to even go B now. And they know the 2 players are now at A, almost certainly.
And they're going to make a rush for it. They're going to try this 2v2 inside of the A site. I mean, Demq's low health at least, but some die young.
Oh my God.
Instant headshot. Looks real good, but no coverage on the bomb plant, and it gets stopped. Time sides here. Lukowski not even given an opportunity in the 1v2. Will finish off Waro 2K. A costly round, no doubt, but it is Monty 7 straight.
Yeah, big one from Waro to just stay where he kind of knew he had a good spot, which again draws a contrast to Fluxo sometimes, where it's like, you can do more moves in one round, but ultimately Waro was at his final destination there. He had 20 seconds, con control, and the last information was they were trying to approach the A site. No reason to get out of there. 7 straight.
Drops the history for couple clean AWP kills, but
yeah, individually, man, he looks good too. Yeah,
trying to piece it all together. Phelps hyper aggressive inside of the B site, will catch Krastel off guard. Now they've got double up on Monster, and they turn their attention back. Oh my God, Boros behind them, behind him, and Lukowski up in con. No scope by Waro 2K, who's piecing together a 1v3. Can't follow through just yet. Has to put out the Molotov. Can throw a frag for the bomb planter. And now he's got both these players at half health or less. 12 and 4 on the half already. I mean, if anybody's going to do it, it's Waro 2K. And the instant headshot.
Oh, he thinks it's a monster play.
It's just got to be Woody.
Time's going to burn at this point, so Waro doesn't see anything on this gamble.
There's M4s and AKs to pick up.
He clears out the important position, so I don't know, Woody, he's just standing out in the open.
Okay, 1v3 for Waro 2K.
Well, okay.
Unpack that one.
I mean, Waro wouldn't have done that to get Woody killed in that position. He was doing that because he thought maybe Woody was playing around Monster. So Woody has the massive edge of being able to play back pit and be hard to find, but if life went how you wanted, it wouldn't be that interesting, right?
Fair, yeah. Curveballs. Waro 2K straight as an arrow on that op kill. Yeah, Lukowski. Ooh.
It's like I would have moved. I mean, sometimes you watch someone and you're like,
yeah. Nice try, bro.
Yeah.
That's all you can say. Nice try. Not a spot Woody wanted to be left in.
Yeah, there's that too. He was set up to be in the 1v1 when necessarily without the chance for him to peek at the same time as history or whoever it was there on the back of the site, that you wouldn't want your teammate to make that choice. But They are fiery bunch.
You know what they say, man. C'est la vie.
Yeah.
NT go next. Round 9 could be the first. The first of what could be 7 for this T side. Waro 2K looking like a monster, though. And I don't think the, you know, the more I think about it, the more I side with you. I'm like, I don't think the in-game leadership thing is really that big of a deal. I know it sounds weird that you're doing it.
Actually kind of
right.
normal, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, you know, there was a while back on like the Mad Lions Waro 2K.
And SDY is the one used to getting hit by the Blade textbooks, right?
Yeah.
So I like it.
You know, SDY has trained under the support of the Grand Wizard of the CIS region. Waro's hopping around. Gun back up. It's an entire pack of Fluxo players looking to pummel this B site. They're getting close, but Boros shaves Lukowski off the back end of the hit. Phelps is still stuck inside of short water. It's him versus Sumdai Young soon enough. DemQQ waiting for the attack to come through, and no cover on the bomb plant, but VSM still capitalizes with a double kill, which means it's still a man advantage. Phelps turns his back, and this is a near mirrored image to Waro 2K's 1v3. This time Fluxo grab that bomb and run, sprinting for that A site, leaving VSM back behind them as Sumdai Young is heard.
I think
Bomb could double back, it
they
won't.
Could run it back, but yeah, VSM will just join up. I mean, they have CT control, so very hard round for SDI to win. They're not playing towards long in this position. But he still actually made quite good time, and they've actually just both played in the site, so there was a chance.
History is holding this. VSM would have to trade. Ooh, instant headshot out of History, and Fluxo, they've shrugged off the demons, okay? The first one's on the scoreboard. There's still 6 more to play. A little sketchy when that bomb planter doesn't have any type of cover, just hoping that like that half smoke was going to stop DemQQ.
Yes, yeah. So like, you know, I think the bomb planter is looking at VSM, and the call was probably, I'm coming through the smoke. It's actually a great play to make, to actually try to breach that smoke to wrap in a pit. It's very normal, but that's why it was being watched. But he hadn't really completed it yet. And I think the important thing, though, was VSM got a 2K, whether or not it was the player who covered the bomb planet. That won the round.
And look at the position that it's put Monty in. We've got a noob tube on Sumdai Young. We've got pistols on Krasnal and Boros. 1 round after 8 losses straight. They've got a real chance at a follow-up. Missed shot from the AWP. 2 missed shots. Still sticks around. Can't escape. Lukowski chases him down. And see, those are the kinds of moments where you don't think Lukowski will do what he does. But he's not afraid of a little fire. Pops back up through the doorway, dies out to DemQQ. Behold again.
It's Boros on a deagle.
It's the best Woody. And so Fluxo will take this chance versus lesser weapons to add a second to the scoreboard.
Yeah, and it looks like they did at least get enough players dead in these last few rounds to make this as tough as possible for Monty to score another buy. So Op gets carried forward. DemQQ on a rifle. Fluxo with 2. Not out of the woods just yet, but it's great rounds in a row to start a comeback.
Yeah.
The best part is he makes the funniest jokes about it too.
Yes, he does.
He said, I think he said like during the RMR, he's like, man, that game almost gave and enthralling interviews that really just give you so many that give you so much insight into, you know, his teams and his rosters, and almost always with a smile on his face. I really love his energy, honestly.
Yep. Humble all the while. Good representative for Brazilian CS. Little pressure comes in from Connector. DemQQ gets worse for wear. spamming in the con wall. Boros attempts to cross. I don't know if he didn't expect history to be ready. Flashbang blinds everybody though.
Oh, these are good flashes.
And Woody's going to try to follow around the corner. Will catch 2 headshots. Woody looking for sweet revenge. Will find what he wants. Gets a 3rd kill as well versus Sumdai Young. And Monty have lost their B bomb site.
I lost it, and they lost 3 rounds in a row.
To remember how much money it took to put together this Fluxo roster. This is not, you know, I feel like Mao's cost less, much less. It's how OG, much less.
Yep. That's 2 great examples, yeah, for sure.
This round they're going to get aggressive. Boros, sick of sitting inside bomb site. Why do I have to hide behind Toxic when I can go to them? He extends out through Monster, will get caught on the fallback by Woody, but we do still have another CT out on Peninsula. It's DemQQ. And obviously Woody's never going to see that one coming. He thought he caught the guy on the retreat. They didn't see the second as well when Boros picked up his kill. So
yeah, that was good order of operations to get him out of there. 2v3, however.
Timings on timings as Phelps manages to split through into the A site.
Yeah, he also smells that there is a second player on A they haven't found yet.
But the bomb is actually going back from T-spawn over towards Monsters.
Oh,
it's so weird.
Here, look at this. I mean, we're watching our flank and bathroom, so Phelps, he's going to not have the edge. Woro, just really smart positioning right there. And even though history's on
seen some nice op shots, and the bomb will go down. He's going to have
utility.
Quick pressure on the back, though. Short player taking up the attention. Beautiful bait from DemQQ.
Yeah. Running around in circles.
Yeah, the dance of death. Couple audibles. AWP turns entirely. Can't stop that one. So Monty, that's 9 on a CT side. That was a very weird...
There are different elements of their gameplay. Monty scored really low on utility, but excellently in aim and teamwork. Which I haven't finished reading the whole article. I just immediately went to the pictures, of course, because I'm a Neanderthal, but
yeah.
We'll definitely get back to that. But it was interesting to see some of the different teams and what you might think that they are actually good in and what they actually are good at. But I think Monty are a good example of just, again, when it comes to the teamwork, you can see it. And then the aim as well. And I think if you have 2/3 of the pie, you can see why you get successful. And no team is good in basically everything except for heroic at the moment. But like in terms of Monty, the only reason we don't say they're just like the best aimers in the world is because they haven't won the tournaments, they haven't whatever. But in terms of a recent form, like if you want to ask other teams how they rate Monty, they're going to say something along those lines. These guys shoot hard.
DemQQ wallbangs Lukowski. We do get slightly awkward timing there as Boros gets up into playground. Sumdai Young kept honest by Woody down beneath him, so man advantage has been given away.
That's pretty good. Do they know about Boros? He wrapped around from long, so
They don't.
I guess not. This is such a key spot to be in this position because of the two players dead on A. He re-clears everything towards the A side, locks off the connector rotation back up, and gives his teammates the word that they need to get ready for a monster hit. So they're going to start to walk over, and this was actually a problem for them, not getting into good spots to stop the monster crawl out. Now they'll double up at barrels.
But it is still a 4 versus 2, and Krasnal doesn't even have his gun out. Knife in hand, swaps back, has to jump over. Now they've unraveled it. Boros has been killed on the flank. DemQQ still fighting.
They don't know about Krasnal.
No, because that could have been DemQQ's smoke. Now he's going to catch them both.
Amazing.
Head tucked. Patience pays off.
Yeah, it's crazy just to have the multi-layered aggressive defense on the CT side, on A side, and then for Boros with the information there. Sadly for Fluxo, it's hard to figure that out. You know, there could be a third guy in that spot, but since he got there so early, it set up this play. They don't double up barrels without that information, and that information is king. They win the round because of it.
It's such an honest nice, you know, like a play like that.
Like really nice.
Yeah, like, oh God, have I left a guy hiding in a smoke in a 1v2? But no, hook, line, and sinker.
No, it's actually important that you swing right, because if you don't, then you might get both hard cleared at the same time.
I thought maybe when he climbed over Toxic, because the fire was on him, that could have unraveled it too.
Oh, wait,
but
what's happening here?
We've got Waro standing point blank versus a Tech 9. So shot to the side.
3 spotted here from the CT side, but can't really punish.
No, not in a position to capitalize. Because of course this is still a round where they've got something to work with. Woody comes through with the AWP. Flashback. Most other players on the team save. Woody catches Boros.
Oh my God.
Jumping all over the place. Lukowski's kind of lucky to be alive. There's been a few of those awkward moments just like that.
Yeah, well, that's a play that wouldn't make your professor happy, but at the same time, it's a passing grade. They lock it down, they get top bathrooms control, they've got a 3v2 position, and they didn't have much to work with on this round, so that free upgrade's nice. But we've seen actually great mid-rounds from Monty in spots like this, so I don't think Fluxo feel like they're through it just yet. Woody on his old op, sometimes referred to as Zywood.
Oh Lord. Spotted, but yet still.
And clear it.
And now he knows history's right here as well. So DemQQ kills him easily, 20-4 at the moment. You know, we could talk about Boros, and I think Boros couldn't do it alone. That's the reality of this situation. And Waro 2K, I think, is somebody who was expected to deliver alongside him. DemQQ, I think, is a bit of a sleeper pick for this stage of the major, right? This is somebody who, statistically on a rating basis in the last 6 months, is meant to be the lowest performer for Monty, but is in reality putting up these consistent numbers in this most recent bout of success from them, right? His RMR was excellent. The only games at the RMR that he went negative in with a red rating was the best of 3 versus Vitality, when essentially the whole team did. Other than that,
that's a really good shout.
Put up serious impact, and I think was slept on by a lot of people coming into this stage of the major. You know, the same way you would sleep on Monty.
Right. This setup has been sort of missing here from Monty's game plan, where a lot of rounds have ended towards Monster. This is sort of the best counter that you could ask for, and a good way to end the rounds. We don't know where Fluxo are going to go, of course. Oh, and it looks like they're just not comfortable with that. Let's fall back out of that spot. SDY getting close to the flank. They want to figure out if it's going to be Monster. I think around the 40-second mark, SDY can start to turn the corner. 1 kill here down at B. Let's see if SDY speeds up, actually. Yes, he will. And this is the play of the hour.
Yeah, Krasnal's ready as well. This would just be such a drop kick into the back of Fluxo to send them into that second half with only 3 rounds to their name.
Bomb scored. Bomb decides the round. Looking back towards the A side as SDY gets closer. Done. Ooh, cut off at the neck.
Nothing you can do now. Poor Woody stuck between so many CTs, and the clock also not on their side. So an easy 12th round added up to the tally for Monty. The most CT-sided map at a 12-3 CT half. Fluxo with a lot of work ahead of them in the second.
But yeah, there was this certain. No, that's true. Yep. Yep, that's true. That was there. I have been. So, dude, that's actually like yes. Yeah.
Welcome back, folks. It's not as bad as the first half of Apex versus Greyhound, but it's still a very difficult spot for the Brazilians to be in. 21-4, 141 ADR coming out of DemQQ. And for that reason, Monty are above and beyond after that first 15.
Showing that this team is, more than just two people. Got layers and depth, and Connor just hit his knee on the corner of a table. You guys know how that feels? That's what it feels like to be Fluxo right now. Connor, I want you to have some sympathy now for Fluxo instead of thinking about yourself, how you split your knee open on the corner of a table. And also, I'm sorry, I would never want to be you in this kind of situation.
Ever. Here we go. Come on, Fluxo. I believe Prof said between 0 and 5. Right now with 3, par for the course. Pistol would help. It'd be such a sigh of relief. MQQ awaits them. Oh, wow. Dude, bends a bullet around into the forehead of VSM.
Kidding.
Knocks his teeth out. And he's fired up, man. He's ready for the next one. He's got the bomb back behind him. There's the kit as well. Nicely highlighted. Some people need to go grab it, but off of that flash.
Beautiful.
He can't get all 3.
Oh, but they have A now, because they have the third player spotted here. No, they know it's 1-1 to sites or 2 in B. So obviously, odds say hit the A site and just hope. Woody, with the Soul USP in this position, could change the tide of things if he hits a shot or 2. We'll see if he can do it. No, it'll be Boros. Teammate behind him, Lukowski.
Bomb's going B.
He's a force, but he's alone.
Done.
Bomb was avoiding him.
You got Waro and Boros side by side on the front side of that site. You're rotating up in a 1v4. Tough place to be. Fluxo, they're going to take a timeout to try and solve the problem here. It's force to the end of time.
you know, odd. I mean, today, a lot of the teams that you would expect to win pulled it off. We had the one upset with Greyhound. Fours, that was surprising. And then you brought it up. We were talking about it during the break. You know, Liquid, Apex, except for the fact that Liquid have consistently this year started the first day of big events on a loss, no matter who they're playing against.
Yep.
And oftentimes it's an upset. It's not even a team that they're, you know, should be better than, or a team that they should be worse than, I should say. And so it's quite surprising for a first day of a challenger stage in general. Kind of welcome, to be honest.
Very welcome.
To have something,
yes.
you know, some more normalcy for once.
Very welcomed indeed.
Surprising, but welcome.
Oh, there is something regular going down. Doesn't have to be weird out of the gate. You know, we can still follow the Cinderella stories that could occur in the 2-2 games, but day one, just give us one day of realized expectations. Monty sussing out this B site pretty quickly. Boros at the front of it. BSM doubles back, gets a chance with the Desert Eagle. Now they're looking to pounce on him, and they will. A couple players towards Con could try and throw a wrench in the works, but it's a bomb plant. Nothing stopping him now. Monty 14th queued up already. And this, I think, bodes really well for the Monty story, right? Because we're talking about a team, and this goes back to like, well, with LMBT not being able to attend the event, which is a very unfortunate story, we thought maybe Monty can't do it. But to me, LMBT and the tactics of Monty were never the win conditions. You know, I got some messages, people asking, like, do you still have faith or not?
Because he's not here doesn't mean that he can't help, right? In terms of the preparation he can still do, I would say,
good point.
You know, 80% of his job, right?
Yes.
As since you can't talk during rounds, since you can't whatever, that definitely he still can have a huge impact. I'm sure he would love to be here, and it's really sad that he isn't, but sorry.
A great point. You know, the win conditions are Boros and the team play, right? And their seeding. Coming into this stage of the major as the #1 seed. That is why they're playing Fluxo in a 0-1 game. That is why they should have the easiest road in the best of ones. And I think that they're capitalizing on that with this level of a blowout, right? Looking to take a victory over Cloud9 at the RMRs. Get through challengers unscathed. You had to open versus FaZe, and not just a FaZe directly after the RMRs where they would have been weakened, but a FaZe who went to Rio and showed marked improvements, who have been touting their preparation coming into this stage, and still 16-14. Monty have given themselves an excellent first day if they can close this one convincingly. And everything is leading us to believe exactly that will happen here. It's a Scout and a Famist and 3 pistols. You know, Monty aren't even going to have to show much of a playbook on this T side.
Yeah, they could say that for another day on Overpass, it feels like, as the 5v4 comes in looking for 15. No flash here on Monster. Would he lead all of that, but not hear anything else? But I don't think Monty need to be shy.
Moving to float. Away from that, Boros not going to half-ass it. Gets a double headshot into the B site. Scout and the Famist, the 2 pieces that were meant to do something, still haven't even had a chance to shoot. Lukazi scouring with the Scout. While Sumdai Young starts the flank behind them, Scout will find its mark. Bomb is a bit slow on the approach. Phelps,
wait a second, that's why I didn't hear that?
I guess not.
He was running up really close, but it doesn't matter at this point. Unfortunately for Phelps, with 25 seconds, he's saving in like the most annoying position ever. It's like, oh, if I had more time on the clock, I could really eat my heart out. But what the hell?
Oh, and he gets away.
After not seeing anything, go back.
No
and look
way.
on A.
And you feel like Phelps, like, there's that half second in your brain where you've got to pull the E-brake, like, oh, that's not a teammate. You know, oh, I'm not rotating down with a teammate. That is indeed the back of Sumdai Young's head. And still, SDY will have no idea how hunted he was in that moment.
Seriously.
As far as he's concerned, it's nothing but a technicality here around 16.
Yeah. Well, and it rains, it pours. Potentially one more rifle round here for Fluxo as they fan out across both sites. 3 on the A setup. No telling what Monty want to try to do.
That's a no to your bad.
Well-placed grenade here to kick things off, but an even better kill for Phelps, who just sat in it.
There we go. Says, I'll take your 50 damage and raise you 100.
Just trying to do my job.
Fast flank from Woody. Could end up unraveling what's looking like a pretty quick B rotate from Monty.
Wait, he wasn't spotted, and two players are flanking B. This position is about to distill into something absolutely ridiculous. And Boros gets spotted, but it's
Nobody's turning.
A weird thing. You know, he still has 73 health. He's happy to fight, and Phelps, he's going to be like, what the hell? I was supposed to get that kill. He's gone. And the T's can actually walk back upstairs, but the flank from Woody, surely.
Yeah.
This is a Fluxo round, right?
100%. No solution. Some Die Young knows that the flank is right here, or still gets caught, doesn't maybe think that they'd push that deep. Now the bomb's fallen in front of him. Woody gonna clean up DemQQ as well. So sure enough, with guns in hand, a CT side can start. It will start like a sprout, but it'll blossom into nothing more.
Well, actually,
what if?
I mean,
what if Boros closes with a 1v3? What if there are two 1v3s in this 16-3? What if, I say? Because not this time. Fluxo with a fourth at the very, very least.
This is going to be, this is going to be a free solo climb, okay? And it's going to be a mixed, it's going to be mixed climbing. It's going to be, they need an ice pick. There's going to be parts of this mountain that fall apart. They melt as they climb up. They get one chance. Yeah. They have the multiple pairs of shoes in their backpack.
No. It's an ice pick, one shoe.
From the bottom, telling you what to do next, and you just happen to interpret everything perfectly on this attempt. That's what we're about to witness here if Fluxo make this comeback. 11 rounds to go to do it.
And for the record, folks, in a free solo climb, you fall, you die. Fluxo looking not to slip up. 11 rounds demanded of them from here on out. 4v4 immediately with the long contact. Boros just looking to keep this one smoothly moving forward. Holding down that W key, but walking all the while. Now we start to see more Fluxo members starting to come up, trying to save Woody from what would seem to be certain death. The rest of them making a ruckus on the approach. Waro 2K now ready for that dumpster peak, but in fact, VSM goes bank. That could bode well. Boros didn't see it, just looked away.
It's nasty.
Right? Dirty little peek through a crack on Optimus Prime. Now Waro 2K also peels away from this. That A site suddenly seems a little sketchy.
I think they're still gonna. They just don't have time to change it up. At least Fluxo don't know about the too long at the moment.
Flashes in the middle of it all.
Great kill.
VSM holds the line. Woody's going to let him get close, though. And Woody puts up another with just these weird little positionings. Tucre with another chance, but no sir. 3 alive. Majority standing for Fluxo as they hit that coveted 5th.
Yeah, awesome round from Woody to play off the truck. Just got so much value out of that.
You know, he's now top fragging.
And unfortunately, not a good sign, right, for Fluxo. Be the top fragger on a lineup like this, but whatever. Today he'll take it.
Do what you got to do.
It's about buying your teammates time to get into the rhythm.
Lesser weapons here for Monty, but that can be horrifying sometimes because that means an unleashed Boros, Waro, DemQQ. Phelps' position on party though. Ooh, not able to get more than just the first. Luckily, History's here to pick up pieces. Shut him down with the USP. Fast push into the water as well. That's 6. 9 to go.
We have a term called fake comebacks that we use for some matches and when we're casting in CSGO. And I think teams are... that has a marking of it, and it's sort of characterized by how well the first half went. Sometimes you have a 13-2 half, not nearly as dominant as it looks by the scoreline. Within those rounds, there was lots of chances, lots of clutches that went one way, money went wrong in all the certain rounds, and then you think, okay, there's a chance they can actually pull this back. We don't have those markings in this matchup, of course. So, yes, this game has the makings of a fake comeback. It's starting to look good on CT side. One slip up will cost you everything, and there's no reason to doubt Monty. So, listen, nobody has to believe in you for you to make things happen. And in fact, people start believing if you do. So, Fluxo, nothing else to do today. Why not give it everything you got, even if it's going to be hard.
History barely standing after that engagement with Boros. But any engagement with Boros that you can get away alive, you take those. We're going to get the CTs getting active outside Monster. Lukowski punishes DemQQ. He's just operating on his own, shooting through smokes, trying to puff his chest a bit, but it just welcomes the attack instead. They get ahead of it. Call his bluff. Meanwhile, Bathrooms walk up. Waro 2K is going to have to clear close left. Looks like he's aware, but yeah, Shadow gives it away, and Phelps able to push this into a 5 versus 3. Monty, your job is not done yet. As they rotate down to the B site, they'll be met by the very last smoke grenade that Fluxo have to offer. Comes down at a critical timing in the round, though.
Yeah, it's solid. While they're making noise in this spot, they have to save at this point, so
give it up.
Well done here from Fluxo. Nice move there from Phelps on the opposite side of the divider. Of course, he's instantly going to get hard cleared with his opponent purveying the A site for as long as he does. So it's important for him to take a proactive step out, not just hold that flat angle after seeing the shadow. Makes it look good. Monty, even though they have to go up against the 3 guns next round. 1 foot in front of the other as the match point music rings off each time in their ears. Looks like the #1 picked 03 team.
Oh yeah, statistically?
Yeah, statistically. So sort of stealing the crown from Greyhound in that regard. Greyhound, obviously.
I feel like we fed that narrative, you and I, because we were in Monterey, you know. So
yeah.
I feel like we kind of raised the alarm bells on Fluxo and the pain head-to-head.
Yeah.
Talked to a few people who thought like, oh, domestic matchup, maybe they could, but nah. We saw how it went down in Monterey. 8 rounds in a best-of-3 versus Pain is what they put up. 8 rounds versus Mon is what they're on the brink of. But Boros, as Phelps is waiting for that playground fight, he gets a face full of Boros. Now Woody kind of floating around in Bathroom. Give it a chance. You know, Boros takes an attempt through the smoke, but
they're just creeping now.
Gets punished. Woody decides not to just fully retreat as well. He's got the support from a connector play. 2 players up in con with nothing behind them. So these T's unprepared for it. Backs turned here from Krasnal. DemQQ wins the trade frag. Will he expect a second? Absolutely not. Lukowski strikes him down. And now it falls into the long play from Monty. Waro 2K and Sumdai Young crossing over, clearing Bathrooms, and now just dealing with the rotate up from history. Because Lukowski is still so far removed. And that smoke will nullify history temporarily. Waro trying to carve a path deep into the corner here, but also doesn't want to expose himself to what could be the Lukowski wraparound. Now they know there will be nothing up from connector because Lukowski's doubled all the way back. Sumdai Young to clutch, denied by history, and Fluxo keep this game going.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's wavering discipline in this round, right, with Boros, and this is not the first time actually, but such a clean first kill into that second walkthrough in the Bathrooms. Trying to prioritize an opportunity to trade from then on, obviously, would be sage advice, but I don't think at this point they feel like they can lose. So yeah, they're starting to loosen up a little bit, and Fluxo are catching these. So at least that's great for them. It's still, of course, going to continuously be scary, and there will be another buy here for Monty. After you get into a duel like that, you know, they better not throw their position away.
Poor Phelps, though, man. I felt that headshot.
Yeah.
Boros point blank, swides through. Step by step, though, Fluxo. 1 foot in front of the other, getting closer to tying this up. Forcing Monty to change up the speed, the tempo, and the direction. Setting themselves up outside of B. Still, connector, I feel like, has been pretty dominated to the favor of Fluxo in the last few rounds. Krasnal and Phelps here as well. There's a very important 1v1.
Yeah.
Phelps loses it, but at least the boost just draws it right back. At least. There's a fallback plan there from Fluxo.
Wow, they say let's just do it fast. Double push coming in from the short side. MQQ watching. Oh,
Making sound. But the trade comes back and forth. Woody comes out on top of it. Sumdai Young can't quite capitalize on the headshot, but Waro 2K sure can. Evened out, 2v2. Bomb picked up and doubles back. VSM, oh no! Can't finish off Sumdai Young, even though he had the better angle, even though he had the jump on him, and now history is forced to clutch. Sumdai Young with the coverage of the smoke as it fades, he falls behind pillar. And history hoping somebody peeks him individually. Separated 1v1s is what he needs. Throws the Molotov deep towards short. A frag grenade could kill Sumdai Young, but instead he strikes back, cuts them off, and will in fact end this 16-8. Monty, after 14 rounds versus FaZe, dispatch of Fluxo with ease.